Hey everyone, how's it going?
Hello.
This week, in the spirit of continuing our game playing, we're going to play a game called Make the Other Person Laugh.
Oh God,
So
I'm going to lose immediately.
I'm going to pull the card. I'm going to say the word. You say the word, and the other person has to keep a straight face.
I'm going to lose already.
Oh, you know what? We're going to play first one to laugh twice.
Okay.
Loses.
Okay.
I'll go first.
I can't do this.
Franchise.
Maybe I'm going to be great at this game. Do you know what the words are, though? Item 19. It's really funny stuff.
1851. Nope.
Does it count?
No, no.
Do I
All
just
right,
have to?
so we'll have a tie if Cassie doesn't laugh at this one.
Okay. No. Okay, I have to tell you a secret. I have a franchise tat. Giggle, giggle. I don't have a franchise tat yet.
I think I win. I think you just laughed twice. This is 8. How many tattoos do you have?
Sorry, Mom, I have 2.
She didn't know?
No, she knows.
Well, more importantly, she watches the 8?
Yes.
I know your dad does.
Oh, yes.
Well, we have 6 people that watch it. Steve, who continues to say, why would you call me a bobblehead? I didn't call you a bobblehead. I said in the game that there was a bobblehead of you. I was lying.
It was a lie.
Well, you know. We're going to keep playing it. We're going to perfect this game thing.
I think it'll be good.
I tried doing this one. We'll figure this out.
I mean, I laughed, so
You did laugh. I mean, hopefully you laughed at home. Speaking of laughing, let's start the 8.
All right. So we have some fantastic, I thought it was a pretty fantastic story. So it's probably the most millennial headline that I've ever seen come out of something marketing related. But so Wingstop and Wendys got into a rap battle on Twitter. It was pretty innocently started. Wingstop just tweeted out a rap to Migos, and Wendys just got involved, and it was just a funny exchange between 2 brands, and kind of shows that you can be creative in a spontaneous way, not just the planned out social posts that brands have. And I mean, maybe not be for everyone, but it was a good conversation, got their names out there.
Does show up on our screen somewhere?
Yeah, we'll have the feed rolling.
I'm going to disagree with you.
Really? I
Wait,
think
is
it's
this
funny.
an agree or disagree?
No, but it can be.
The best millennial headline that you could ever see is, this is and then they get distracted and they go do something else. Or this is wait, are you not praising me enough?
Ouch.
I got 2 giggles out of that one. So I'm borderline millennial. That's funny. I think I'm a good joke teller.
You are a good joke teller.
Go ahead.
Our Fran funny tally is just...
Thank you. Can we have the tally of how many great jokes I've told?
Yep, so we're at what, 2 right now?
Well, I'm okay with 2.
Okay.
2 is better than 0.
2 it is, which is where I'm at.
Can I be the Fran Leberty this week?
No.
Okay.
The Fran Leberty is David Carney, who is the president of Orange Theory Fitness. We had an interview with him up on 1851 Now to kick off our franchise development issue, and kind of talks about how franchise development takes a village, and by building up this team of both franchisees and executive team members, you're able to continue growing, and it's clearly working for them. They have about 800 studios open, and they've had no closures, which is a crazy statistic.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And the conversation that Sean and I were having as written out in my column series last month, it does take a village to sell a franchise, and there's a brand that's clearly doing it the right way. If you want to check out their cover, click on the covers wherever that is. If you're on 1851franchise.com, and you'll be able to see the cover this month. It's not just one individual, it's actually their whole development team. So awesome story. Way to go.
Way to go. So fresh money, said it before, we'll say it again. Brands are never going to be able to be successful and bring in that fresh money if they don't have a strong franchise development website. So that's why our own Fran Leberty, Sean Fitzgerald, is going to be moderating a webinar for Franchise Business Review about best practices, and some of the people that are going to be joining him are 1851's own website award winners. So
Love it.
It's going to be a good conversation on October 17th.
Yeah, I mean, all franchise brands are struggling to figure out what should your website say. There's no general, I mean, there's best practices that exist for a franchise site, but it doesn't say do this template or this template and you're going to be guaranteed to get leads. At the end of the day, if you have a good call to action to get you to filling out an inquiry form, that's probably going to be the best source, because the prospect right now is doing all their due diligence around the web. But what I like about this is here's an expert, Sean Fitzgerald, just called you an expert, who can give great advice. And at the end of the day, if a whole bunch of brands are talking about here's what worked for them, the collective should give you, Mr. Franchisor or Mrs. Franchisor, a good idea on what to do with your website. So go check out that webinar. It's worth your time.
On now to our Frant of the Week. Big shocker, Nick coming back with another column on 1851. And it's the millennials that don't get praised enough.
Wow, all right, 2-1. Cassie's trying to gain some points.
That's all I got.
Go ahead. Did you read my whole column?
I did read your whole column.
Probably not.
I edited the whole column. So in this one, you're talking about how the saying is most often that the customer is always right, but what would happen if you started treating your employees like the customer and kind of creating this team and a culture of respect, which is something that we talk a lot about here at NLA, and the advantages that brings.
Carrie Luxem, who is also an 1851 columnist, is the one that kind of got this idea running in my head. Now, she was applying it more to restaurant brands internally, but I think it's true. Treat your employees like they're your customers. Now, they're not going to be right in every scenario, but treat them with respect.
It's a good rule of thumb. Yeah, just drop the. It's really not as fun as when we had the stick one.
Yeah, true.
Oh man. All right, we'll just franch forward from that now. So Canine Resorts is teaming up with Brand One to kind of boost its franchise development efforts. And I think that this is just a cool partnership, because by teaming up with them, and they essentially are kind of an outsourced sales arm to help guide candidates through the process. And I think that it's just good to kind of eliminate all lingering questions before you get to a discovery day, so that by the time that they're with the brand and they're learning more about the opportunity in person, you're talking to a more qualified lead.
Interesting story here. Brand One is an outsourced franchise sales group. A lot of brands are looking to outsource franchise sales because of the complexities that exist, and here, hopefully, the collective best practice that Brand One can establish will be cross-applied to an emerging brand like Canine. The emerging brands don't have the biggest budgets in the world, so outsourcing and having some costs that go against the development side, but also incentivizing them by letting a development company be a part of the success of the company seems to be trending right now. So another great example of an emerging brand saying, look, we're committed to franchise and let's try to find the best people to do so. So way to go.
Now for our Fran Funny, this one is kind of another shout out to Sean Fitzgerald, given his upcoming stint as a host. What's a pirate's favorite content format?
Can I answer?
Yeah.
A webinar.
You do it more like a pirate.
A webinar.
I don't know what kind of pirates you've encountered with that.
I'm a pirate? You try.
No, I'm not,
Yeah,
it's not going to be
go
great.
ahead.
No.
We're not moving on.
You won't talk about
Go
it.
ahead.
A webinar, maybe, or something, I don't know.
Yeah, yours wasn't any better than mine. Yours was worse.
Whatever.
You're a frenemy. Oh wait, that's not for two. You're a franspiration misquote. You just argued the wrong way. You have any other pirate jokes?
No, I have no pirate
All right.
jokes.
Inspire me. Franspire me.
Okay, so this is a quote from a feature that we have up right now with David Peterman, who is the Chief Development Officer for Toppers Pizza. He said, if I could change anything, it would be getting consumers to really understand and appreciate that each store is essentially an independent business. And that was, we had asked him if there was anything in franchising that you could change. That was his response.
Great perspective. When IFA did a study of how do local people feel about franchising, it seems like local communities are not overly educated that this is a part of a bigger brand, and that there is an entrepreneur who invested their life savings into this unit. Franchising has a bad rap. So I agree with him, and hopefully continuing to tell the story and build the narrative will influence communities to actually know what franchising is. Good quote, David.
All right, now for Frenemies versus Friends. I have a Frenemy this week, which is,
Yes.
I know that, yeah, you love when we call it Frenemies. I've called them a Frenemy before and a friend, but Starbucks, they closed their online retail store. So you can no longer order like teas, coffees, tumblers, whatever they sell online. You have to go into a store. And they're kind of banking on the fact that people are willing to go to Starbucks. They're that hooked on it, and I think that they probably are. But that's such an inconvenience. This is my millennial moment of like, really, I have to go to a Starbucks if I want to get a tumbler. I can't just buy it online.
Amazon, ready to get in the coffee business? You got Whole Foods. Maybe it's time. Maybe that's opening. Starbucks, shame on you. Stay with the trends. Listen to the millennials. What up now?
Now we're done.
See you guys.
Bye.
That's 8.